Man, I've always wanted to do a sit down, stretch reds, talking type of video. This is the first one. The first of many, in fact. So, pretty much what I wanted to talk about today is like pretty much how I got into studying architecture. So, if y'all don't know, I attend the University of San Diego in San Diego, California. But like when I first started attending the university, I was studying business. And studying business, it was just not the move for me because when I first stepped into this principles of microeconomics class my freshman year, it was at 7:45 a.m. Man, I was not going to it. I ain't gonna lie because the first couple of classes I'm sitting down and I'm looking at the syllabus. I'm involved in the course a little bit. I'm just like, damn, bro. I learned some of this stuff my sophomore year at De La Salle Institute. I had like a consumers education class. And I'm just like, this is $100,000 college. People who pay full tuition is paying like $90,000 a year or whatever they're paying. Like, learning stuff that I already learned, or I realized that you can learn this stuff if you just go in and start your own business. So I'm just like, hmm. So like, time go on. I just started to pursue things that I started to care about or like always wanted to do, which was like art. Like I've always been like a super kind of like an artistic type of dude. I grew up drawing all the time. Like if you went to A.M. Prister Elementary with me, you know that I used to like draw all the time, like on some like drawing anime characters, things like that. Typical nerdy lame shit like that. So it was just like, man, I really want to do something that I want to do. So I started studying visual arts with the like emphasis in media studies because I was also interested in videography and stuff. I was filming my friends skateboarding, all different types of stuff. You can probably go back to like my old YouTube shorts and see how I was like skateboarding all the time, stuff like that. And I kind of realized, you know, business and visual arts, these are things that you can learn just by doing it. You don't have to go to college for these things. So I kind of had another conversation with myself. I had completed my whole first year of university, and I'm just like, damn, what do I really want to do that can actually like benefit my life, that I don't need just experience for, because business and art are things that you just need experience for. You don't really necessarily need a college degree to pursue those things. And so then I'm just like, what is something that I can just do. So and then like, it was summertime, and one of my sister's friends, her name is Lena, shout out Lena, was had like a architectural summer internship, and I'm just like, architecture, that kind of like correlates, art and like, construction in the built environment. So I'm just like, I kind of just had a little interest in it. And also when I was taking my visual arts classes, when I switched my major to visual arts, my professor, when I was taking my drawing class with, he kind of recommended, well, he kind of was hinting at me that I should study architecture. And so like the stars was just aligning. Like it was a lot of things that just was like architecture. And another thing, like growing up in Chicago, being a black dude, that's just not a thing that you hear or see a lot. And so then I was just like, that's something I can study that's actually lucrative and that I actually need a college degree for to pursue. Not just like experience, but even though you could just, be an architect strictly off experience, but not necessarily a licensed one, but you can be a recognized one, but like not licensed. But so I'm just kind of like, yeah, this is it. And so then my sophomore year going into um my sophomore year at USD, I just signed up for that first studio class, and also had like some theory classes where I forgot which one it was. But like, I'm sitting in the studio class, we're kind of just like, messing around doing like studio 101 type of stuff, getting introduced to Rhino, things like that. And I'm just like, this is right up the alley. This is something I can work with. And now I'm about to go into my last year of university. Cause kind of like my first year didn't really kind of count because I was taking business classes and I was taking um some random visual arts classes that did kind of transfer over to my architecture degree. But just being an 18-year-old delinquent, sometimes there's little hiccups. So my first year didn't really count at university in a way, in a lot of different ways. So like I'm going into my 5th year of university, which is cool. That's cool, things happen. I'm just glad that I'm fortunate enough and blessed to even be in that position because gang that USD is an expensive ass school, like, and just being able to like have the opportunity to attend that university and acquire all the knowledge that I've been acquiring over the years. Like honestly, like 3 years ago, not even like 2 years ago, I don't even think I can sit down and do a sit down video like I'm doing right now because of my social anxiety and like my public speaking skills, whatever it may be. But like, man, studying architecture really changed my life. And I'm like hella grateful for USD and all the connections that I made over the years because like, bro, like I really starting to understand it now. Like, you feel me? If that makes sense. But I'm actually hella happy to just be sitting down, just make a video like this because I feel like I have a lot of knowledge and I feel like I can really share that with a lot of people. And that's what I want to start doing. So every day I'm going to start sharing life, sharing some wisdom. And like, that's kind of like this is like the first thing I wanted to do is just like kind of tell you guys why I started studying architecture so that you guys also can have like the same conversations with yourself that I had with myself. What are like the realities of things? Like, what are the things that you really want, and like how you can really do it. So it's just like, yeah, just chase your dreams, bro. Whatever it may be, you just gotta work at it every day too. But like, let's see, how has like architecture really changed my life? What's like the first thing that I would say? Like my computer skills, like I can learn software, boom, just like that. Like it doesn't matter what the software is. Like I think my sophomore year, the same year that I started studying architecture, I taught myself how to produce music. Whatever. Some people don't give a fuck. Some people think I should quit. I think I'm tough with the music shit. But whatever. That's like a whole conversation for another day. But like I taught myself how to make music, bro. I've acquired internships. So like, bro, I'm a 3rd-time intern with CCC, RSPJV, WSP, whatever you want to associate me with. You know what I mean? Like whatever you like. 3rd-time intern, and I'm making connections that I never would have thought I would be making. And it's just been an amazing experience, man. I'm learning a lot, and every day I'm just turning into a better professional. Conducting myself better. But like, I'm also still me. Like I'm still the black dude from Chicago that be making beats and skateboarding and shit. You feel me? But like, life just been lifing, and I pretty much want to start this little series that I'm going to do for like literally probably like the rest of my life, to just let y'all know that life gonna life, and you guys just gotta capitalize off whatever it may be because shit moves so fast. Like 4 years ago, I never would have thought I would be where I'm at right now. Even though I'm still in the same bedroom, I still live in the same house with my mom. You feel me? I still attend the same university, whatever. I haven't graduated yet, but like, just the knowledge that I have, the character development, and just everything, just like, it's just really starting to make sense. And I'm just really starting to like understand the growth that I'm going through. And yeah, I just want to start sharing that shit. So like, I hope y'all really rock with me. So like, man, I don't even care if y'all rock with me or not. I'm just gonna start like talking on the mic like this. Stretch resolution, low quality like this, because this is what I like. I think this is low key aesthetic, and I know my audio tough too. So it's just like, hey.